Yeah, Jim, this is Josh Shapiro's hometown rally here, and this is significant for Democrats because right now there are no other Democrats running for governor. Josh Shapiro is the one they have been coalescing behind. So in our exclusive interview today, I asked how he'd handle the job. Attorney General Josh Shapiro sitting down with me today in Northeast Philadelphia in his first TV interview as a candidate for governor. Why should you get this job?
Because I've got a history of taking on big fights for the good people of Pennsylvania.
Shapiro aiming to replace fellow Democrat Tom Wolf, who can't run again for governor. Wolf led the state through a year and a half of the pandemic, making decisions about restrictions and vaccines. I asked Shapiro how Wolf did and what he would do differently. He didn't directly answer.
Well, I asked you that, though, so that people can understand whether this would essentially be a third term of Tom Wolf or whether a Shapiro administration would look different than a Tom Wolf administration.
Tom Wolf and I are obviously two very different people.
But so where
there's a real stark contrast is between me and my Republican opponent.
While Republicans are vying for their party's nomination, no other Democrats have said they're running. I asked Shapiro specifically about how he'd handle certain pandemic-related decisions if he wins.
We need to make sure our kids are protected. And right now, the best way to protect them is by wearing a mask. And if they can remain protected, if they can remain healthy, then our schools can stay open. Teachers can be comfortable, other school workers can be comfortable in the building, and we can give these children the education they deserve. And so the best way to do that right now, today, based on the available science and data, is to make sure our kids are wearing masks in school.
And so regarding masks, do you think that those mask-related decisions should be made at the local school board level, or do you think they should be a statewide decision?
I think right now we have a statewide decision that is
that how you'd approach it?
That is based on science and based on data. And I'm going to approach every one of these decisions. Look, God willing, the pandemic will be behind us. But I recognize as governor, I'll be prepared, whether it's a continuation of this pandemic or, God forbid, the next one.
In our one-on-one interview, we also talked about the possibility of future election reforms after the current governor and lawmakers could not agree on a way forward.
Are you open to adding additional voter ID requirements for voters in Pennsylvania?
I am open to having an honest conversation with Republicans and Democrats in the legislature and find common ground around making sure that we empower voters, we protect them from voter intimidation, we strengthen our vote by mail statute. Those who want to come to the table and have an honest dialogue, I'm willing to have that dialogue with them.
We're still awaiting Josh Shapiro to take the stage here in Abington. I asked him in our exclusive interview today why no other Democrats are running against him. He said he is not taking anything for granted. Live in Abington, I'm Lauren Mayk, NBC 10 News.
All right, Lauren, and it's a crowded field on the other side of the aisle. Already a number of candidates for Pennsylvania governor on the Republican side, and they include former U.S. Attorney Bill McSwain, political strategist Charlie Giroux, Montgomery County Commissioner Joe Gale, former Congressman Lou Barletta, and Guy Shiraki, the former head of the Chester County Chamber of Commerce.